So as many of you guys do know, the underground is not in the best state, and a lot of people have questions as to why. A lot of people are asking the question, why is this artist not blowing up? Why is this artist not moving? Why is this artist stagnant? Why are we not seeing superstars transcend the underground? Why are people dipping, and why can't artist careers last, I'd say maybe like a year, right? There's been a lot of questions in regards to that, and I think I found the answer, so let's get into it. So if y'all haven't seen, somebody posted this thread on Twitter, and I think this could be the answer to a lot of the questions I addressed earlier and a lot of the questions underground fans have today, right? So shout out bro Oxygon, great Twitter thread, has 53.6k impressions. All credit goes to him, but he said how underground rap culture is currently being manipulated and most of you are falling for it. A thread. So he starts off with 1. Promo accounts on X and Twitter control the narrative. We allow these accounts to turn fans into haters and ruin the scene's authenticity. They hype up an artist, convince they're the next big thing, and just as the artist starts blowing up, they flip the script. And this is 1000% true. You could see it with multiple different artists, right? It's almost like these Twitter pages all have this group chat and are like, who are we blowing up this week? Who's up next this week? And whose downfall are we praying on this week, right? Because you could see it almost comes in waves, right? They start promoting an artist, he's going up. Once they catch steam and when they actually transcend this little Twitter promoting type community, once that artist really starts going up and a lot of people are catching on to that wave, it's like they completely flip the script, like do a complete 180, like never mind, you thought you're not on our good list today. Like I've seen this go down with multiple artists. I feel like Ken was one of the more recent examples because we've seen post AGC, Ken's going up, he goes on the tour. Everybody's loving Ken Carson. Ken Carson could do no wrong. His snippets going crazy. Sold out tour, AGC streaming like crazy. And then boom, out of nowhere, there's just this complete 360 of hate. Ken Carson sounds the same. Ken Carson's never going to be bigger than Cardi. Ken Carson needs to do this, that, and that. He's not selling XYZ. Osama greater than Ken Carson. It's just this complete switch around when it just completely makes no sense. Because I feel like the biggest narrative they did with Ken was they gassed up Ken so much and he was blowing up so organically. TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. You couldn't escape him, right? AGC's doing its thing. Then boom. It's just like the next day, people are just completely hating on him. He sounds the same. This project, More Chaos, is going to flop. He's not expanding his sound. XYZ. And this is when I really caught on to this. And I was like, yo, this is exactly what they're doing to Ken Carson. He said they hype up an artist, convince everyone they're the next big thing, and just as the artist starts to blow up, they flip the script. And honestly, maybe this could be a result of like gatekeeping, because I know a lot of people like love to gatekeep, right? When you find that like hidden needle in the haystack, when you find that hidden gem and nobody else knows about him, it kind of feels good. You know, I found this artist, he's super dope. I'm rocking with him heavy. Only me and a select few people know about him. But once he really transcends our community and once he really does something that's big, and once we see these like Rap Caviar, TikTok, Kai Cenat fans catch on, everybody was like, whoa, what are we doing? I'm not a fan of him anymore. XYZ, this, that, and that. I feel like that's like a constant thing that's always been involved within the underground, especially just dating back to a long time ago. But I feel like now, especially with the power of Twitter and these accounts that control a lot of the narrative, I feel like that is definitely a problem. And this dude called it out right here. Then he said, Ken Carson is a perfect example of how promo accounts manipulate fans. For months, TikTok loved him. His music was everywhere and fans were hyped. Now he makes the same song every time. He's mid. He needs to switch his sound. His music did not change. The narrative did. And regarding Ken, I feel like this is the complete opposite, because if we look at recent Ken Carson snippets, makes no sense. And I feel like all the snippets Ken has been giving us recently have come in twos, right? And when I speak in twos, I'm talking about he'll give us a song that sounds like the AGC Deluxe, where it's more melodic, more chill. It's, you know, like less insane mosh pit type energy. But then again, he's going to give you a song that's going to be the mosh pit AGC Fighting My Demons type swag. So I feel like he's been giving us two complete different sounds, which makes no sense in terms of this or this. And this makes complete sense. His music did not change. The narrative did, right? They said how these accounts are manipulating you. They know most fans just want to fit in. They manipulate you into switching opinions overnight. They'll tear down one artist, hype up another for interactions. Right now, the trend is Osamason over Ken Carson. And if you really notice, when this Osama Ken type thing was really stirring up, it was right around the time Osama was starting to roll out Jump Out. Could be a coincidence, Personally, I don't think so. I'm calling that this was paid promo from somebody's team, and we know who we're talking about, to run this narrative and have the fans switch right as somebody's project was about to drop. Maybe I could just be pulling floating narratives out of nowhere, but that is something I definitely caught on to. They said they're ruining culture. This isn't just hurting artists like Ken, Yeet, etc. Artists can't grow naturally because they're trapped in a cycle of hype, hate, and pressure to reinvent themselves. Fans are too busy chasing trends to actually enjoy music. And that is a fact, especially with TikTok, right? Because I just did a video on my top 10 opium songs. And my top 3, it was Never Ever, If Looks Could Kill, and No Stylist. And in the video, I was like, bro, I do not want to hear TikTok songs, TikTok hype, XYZ. If a song is good, and if a song actually does blow on TikTok, I'd say 75% of the time it is because it's a good song. Obviously, there's going to be paid promo, a narrative push, but if a song really blows up and a song is as big as like a No Stylist, as an If Looks Could Kill, it's not for no reason, right? Paid promo could only get you so far, but real music at the end of the day is always gonna win. So that's why people were like, oh my God, what a TikTok list. No, please do not let TikTok generate your opinion on the song. Same thing with Carnival, same thing with Fiend. I think those songs are still hard. They're big for a reason. Cardi slid on both of them songs. Carnival, you cannot lie. The first time you heard Carnival, we were all there. There's video proof of it. Everybody was like, oh my God, they ran this song front to back. Cardi, Ye, Ty Dolla $ign, Rich the Kid. Everybody had an A+ on the group project. And then a couple months later, TikTok comes by. Then you got the Ohio Riz, whatever it's called, the Riz Party thing that went, super viral. And then the song is called like the Riz Party song, XYZ. Everybody hates it. I cannot listen to Carnival. It's so cringe, XYZ. I understand it, but in my opinion, I still think it's a dope song, right? And I feel like that is a big problem that especially affects artists. Like you said, artists can't grow naturally because they're trapped in a cycle of hype, hate, and pressure to reinvent themselves. The first 2 people that come to my mind when I read this tweet right here, it's got to be Lone and Yeet. First, I think Lone, because you gotta admit, and you kind of gotta give Lone his flowers too, because every single project Lone does release, you cannot say all the Destroy Lonely projects sound the same, because they completely do not, right? Let's go to Lone's Discog right here. Go to albums, right? We got No Stylist, well, Broken Hearts, No Stylist, If Looks Could Kill, and Love Lasts Forever. You got Broken Hearts and No Stylist, which I'd say is kind of more so like the same sound. It's more of that like melodic, euphoric, ambient trap Lone. But then again, in No Stylist, he did introduce this guitar type sound on the second half, right? Everybody loved it, right? He's trapped in a cycle of hype, right? He was like, okay, I did this guitar type thing on the second half of No Stylist. I only gave him like a handful of songs. Everybody's craving this sound, right? Because we got to go back. 2022, Lone really started a wave with this guitar type sound, this Deftones guitar, sampling rock bands. You got to admit, Lone did start that. And a lot of artists' careers did spark from that Lone hype. So you got to give him that, right? So he's coming off No Stylist. Second half is amazing. Everybody's like, this dude's next up. He's trapped in the cycle of hype right now. So he was like, perfect. I'm riding on the cycle of hype. Let me give them what they want. What the people wanted was that guitar sound from Lone. What we got, If Looks Could Kill, was the entire project that sounded like a guitar type sound. I would say this project was extremely bloated. 26 song project. I don't think anybody really could pull off a 26 song project, especially not a Destroy Lonely, right? The only people who I think could possibly pull off a 26 song project, I think The Weeknd just did it, maybe Ye, and that's really it in my opinion. I can't really name other names that could pull off 26 tracks, right? So that is one of the biggest complaints regarding the album. It was definitely too bloated, but this was the sound everybody loved, right? This was the exact sound everybody loved. But then again, what happened after this project dropped? It sounded too bloated, and then people are saying he doesn't switch up the sound. When he completely did that following his last project, No Stylist, right? And then Lone did drop pretty quick following No Stylist, because No Stylist released in the summer of 2022. Then he dropped springtime of 2023. A lot of people were saying, Lone dropped way too early. Lone should have took his time. Lone could have waited about 2 years following No Stylist. But then again, you got to remember, Lone's coming off No Stylist. He's probably like the biggest artist that was next up at the time, had this new sound. Everybody was craving it. Puts out the If Looks Could Kill snippet. If Looks Could Kill snippet is going stupid. If you were there when the If Looks Could Kill snippet first dropped, you know how big that snippet was. And there was no way that hype was gonna fumble outside of Lone's hands. So I believe that's why he dropped pretty fast. And that's why the sound of this project was the way it was, because I think if Licks Could Kill is definitely a good project, right? I like damn near every single song. And I definitely feel like the highs on this project are probably Lone's best highs ever. The quality and the highs of highs in this project is crazy. How you feel if Licks Could Kill? Then we got Brazy Girls, which I feel like is one of Destroy Lonely's most slept on songs. I feel like this song should be 10 times bigger than what it's streaming at right now, but I believe that is because the project is extremely bloated. But I feel like the quality on this project was amazing, right? So what I say, he's trapped in a cycle of hype. Lone's starting to go up, XYZ, he's going lit, lit, lit. Everybody's on the side of Lone. He's the next big thing, and just as the artist starts to blow up, they flip the script. This was literally what everybody was saying at the time, but looking back, it completely makes sense for the moves that Lone did at the time, right? And this dude completely broke it down just like to the T. He really did his thing on this, and I just want to kind of give my thoughts on it because I thought it was a very interesting thread, and we were talking about it the other day on stream, and I was like, you know what, let me make a video on this because I definitely want to speak on it, right? So shout out Oxygon right here. Go follow his Twitter. It will be in the description as well. And let me know what you guys think of this Twitter thread right here, because I think he really hit the nail on the head. I really feel like this promo pandemic is going down. I don't know how it's gonna switch. I think the TikTok ban would have definitely helped music in my opinion. And to be honest, I think this thing right here is never really gonna go away because people naturally tend to have a mob mentality. And if you try to go against the narrative and give your thoughts, you're trying so hard to be different. But then if you like an artist and you're giving your flowers, you're glazing. You just could never win on the internet. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this video, like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's MONEYMAY or Zed, and I'm out. Thank you guys.